Hello, welcome to It Takes Three. So guys, this is an interactive podcast by giving y'all channel point options to control parts of the podcast if you haven't seen. Y'all are welcome to discuss or participate in the same things we are gonna chat about. And you can even share them in the Discord under the It Takes Three channel. So yeah, let us introduce ourselves. We're gonna start introducing ourselves beginning of our podcast. In case if you're new. So I'm Rose, Danielle out in the wild. I'm a dog mom, variety streamer, and I'm a firm believer of spreading mental health awareness. Now, Queen, tell me about yourself.
So, my name is Queen. I'm a new streamer. I'm still trying to find my footing on Twitch, but I enjoy consuming ungodly amounts of caffeine, rap metal, dad jokes, and long walks on the beach.
I was gonna mention the long walks on the beach just as a joke, but all right, Karina.
My tag name is CyberScroll404. I know it says Maroon Blade, but I'm part of Maroon Blade. I like hobbying and food. I mean, very much enjoy food.
Same. Anything else, Queen?
Not much. I mean,
no.
We on the Maroon Blade channel, we just kind of play a lot of Zelda games, and I enjoy RPG games. But generally, we just do kind of like game streams. So this is different.
All right. So that's us. If you're new, I did the command wrong. Here's the. I can't type. Okay. But yeah, that's us. We're gonna start introducing ourselves for the new peeps out there. And yeah, let's start with a random generated question, gamers. Alright?
I'm ready.
Okay. What was the last thing that truly disappointed you?
Shit.
I don't think.
Personal.
Yeah, it's already getting personal.
I already know.
You want to go ahead and Karina?
Yeah, if
you're ready, I have to think for a second.
I guess it's not disappointment. It feels it's like a general. Okay, I work customer service, right? That's all I really need to say.
Yeah, that right there.
I've lost so much faith in humanity. Like, I literally get paid like almost minimum, and people really expect you to go above and beyond and do like all this extra stuff and like work 3 different positions in one job, and it's like, not to mention as customer service, like you get a bunch of people that'll like walk in there and be like, why isn't this done? Or why can't you do this? And it's like, I wasn't trained to do that. That's not
that's not in your job description.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am disappointed in humans.
Yeah, I mean, understandable. Did you have one, Queen?
Yeah. A little personal. I'm not gonna name names, but I don't know. Growing up, I had this vision of who my family was. Like, you know, like when you have this like perception of your grandma, like, you know, your grandma's like the greatest thing in the world, or, you know, your parents are the greatest thing in the world. And then as you get older, you realize they're not who you thought they were, because now you have like an adult mindset. So I don't know, there's just been some things the past couple months that made me realize that some of my family members aren't like what I had thought they were, you know what I mean? So lately I've actually been struggling with that. Like, I don't see some of my family members the same.
Yeah, so yeah, mine's kind of similar to that. Mostly with my mom. So she me and her, I used to talk to my mom about anything and like everything. And I'm not nothing against religion, but she's, you know, gone on the path of religion, but it's like extreme, you know what I mean? It's like that really extreme Christianity thing. Like, she's very judgmental, sometimes racist, homophobic, or whatever. Basically pretends she's a good person, but she's not a good person, you know? And it kind of disappoints me because, like I said, my mom was like somebody that my dad, you know, I never talked to about like personal things with or anything really that much. But my mom, like, I would talk to her about everything. And sadly, like, she's gone to this path where I feel like I can't. So it's kind of disappointing, like, that I don't have that relationship anymore with my mom. If anything, my relationship with my dad is actually getting better. You know? And then me and my mom's relationship is kind of declining. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically the thing that I was like truly disappointed in lately, like recently. But yeah,
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with religion, but most people tend to hide behind it or use it as an excuse to justify what they're feeling or how they treat others.
Yeah. I think we all four have my family need to like go to therapy. My mom, I feel like she's probably like depressed, and then she uses religion as a shield for herself. And like sadly, like my dad's been drinking a lot more. Like I went on a vacation to Oklahoma. And I don't think I saw him drink water once that whole trip. He was drinking just alcohol from morning to night. Yeah. And I don't know if it's because he's like, well, there's people around there that they drink a lot, like, where he lives, like friends of ours that drink a lot, and maybe it's a social thing, but I think it's like he doesn't always have to do it, and it's not necessarily in a social setting. Like, when it was just me and my friend, it was like you didn't have to drink, but you did, you know.
Yeah, sometimes especially if you socialize a lot, things like that could turn into an addiction.
Yeah, like my uncle mentioned when they went on a cruise with my aunt and uncle, and my uncle mentioned to my mom, he was like, Is he going to get a drink before breakfast? Like, that right there is like when other people are also like, it's kind of concerning. But like, he's been very like, because of it, I think he's been very like more sentimental and stuff lately. I think he regrets how he's like, how much he was like, how the lack of time he was in our lives, in a sense. Like, he was working, you know, all the time, traveling, or and he could control his own like his own schedule, so he just chose to be you know, a workaholic and not be with his family in certain times, unfortunately. But
yeah, a lot of people don't realize that it's too late until like it gets closer to too late.
And I think that's where he's at. It's like it's closer, it's more like too late kind of thing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
That's unfortunate.
But I don't know about Karina and your relationship with your parents, but I know, like, I see your relationship with your parents like pretty but I only see what's on the outside. Like, you only saw what was on the outside of my family. You know what I mean? And you don't have to talk about any of that, obviously. But what I see with yours was like I mean, I knew some situations, but for the most part, I was like, I like Karina's parents. Like, they were, you know, I don't mind staying here for a bit, so I don't have to go home.
My mom has always been the type of person who thinks like, okay, so for instance, you know, having relations before you're married, that's like really looked down upon, especially in like that's really frowned upon and stuff. But my mom was like, I can't tell you anything because like I didn't really practice that. So because her and my father got together before they got married too. So she was like, I can't tell you what's wrong and what's right. Like you're gonna have to live your life. Like if you want to do something, do something. Like if you want to try drugs or anything like that, do that. But like make sure you're at home and you have people to support you, and you know, like be conscious of it.
They
You
know
what
the
I'm saying?
drugs, kids.
So yeah, no, definitely.
don't do that.
I think the only thing I've done is smoke cigarettes. So like, and that's legal.
Yeah.
So, and I drink alcohol, but I mean, anyways. But yeah, so like she's very much of the mindset of like we're friends, we get along, like you know. When Nathan and I got married, she told me that I broke up with her, so you know. But yeah, as far as my father goes, like my father was very I want to say like misogynistic when I was younger, but like I'm his little girl, like he can't tell me no. Like anytime I ask him anything, it's a yes. So it's like, well, you know, but my family was really strict growing up. They pretty much never wanted to let me out of the house. I couldn't go out with friends, stuff like that, just because I'm a girl. But like once I turned 15, that's around the time that they saw me more as like a woman and my own person, and they were kind of okay with me going out a little bit more.
When you had your
But
15.
yeah, I was gonna say they still kind of didn't want me going out and stuff like that. So, which is stupid because they let my brothers go out and party all the time. But since I was a girl,
yeah, they're
exactly,
boys. It's
since
different.
I was a girl, I wasn't allowed to go out. I think the hardest part of growing up was, excuse me, my dad taught me when I was younger, and this is why I think I'm antisocial, is because my father told me that women should not speak unless spoken to. So I was raised with that. I was raised with I couldn't really if there were men talking, I could not interrupt. If something was going on, you know what I'm saying? And so I grew up with that influence, but my dad really like I want to say he kind of pushed it when I was like really young. But then like once I got older, it was like not so much of an issue. But like I didn't really associate with men anyways, besides like family members, and he was a little bit more lenient with family members. So yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, no, but I have a wonderful family. Like they're very open-minded, and I feel like once I turned 15, once they saw me more as like my own person and like a woman instead of like an adult instead of a kid, that's when they started kind of being a lot more open-minded and a lot more like, well, we did our best, so now it's up to you.
Right, like good luck. But, yeah, I mean, I remember one moment I always thought your dad was like, I rarely saw your dad or heard your dad like speak. He was very like intimidating a little bit to me.
Oh yeah.
Like he wasn't like in a mean intimidating. It was just kind of like he's just quiet. Like he doesn't say anything. And there was one time he came in from I guess work or something. Came in and he's like, Chiquita, like to your little dog, and I was like, oh my god, like I never saw your dad like that before.
My dad loves animals. So, like, anytime he sees the cats,
You're so
dogs,
cute.
or anything, he'll be like, Kitty. I'm like, Dad, come on, you're a grown man, stop it. But yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I remember that moment like vividly, man. Like that's when my whole perspective of your dad changed.
My dad's just really awkward.
And maybe that's it. It's like an awkward thing, yeah.
Funny, but he's really awkward. So.
Yeah.
Sure.
My mom is so like opposite from me. Like she's outgoing, very like sociable.
Oh yeah.
she dances
yeah.
in public. She
Her mom's crazy.
yeah, my mom was in dance and cheerleading, and she's like probably homecoming queen or some shit, you know, like she was like, I'm like complete opposite. Like, and I think maybe that's more from my dad too, because my dad's like only personable in like business sense or something, or like with the initial friends, but like I don't think he's like very sociable in general, or he doesn't want to be sociable. Makes sense. So maybe I got it more from him or whatever. It was also hard for me to be social anyways, because people would only want to be my friend to come over to my house, to swim in my pool and take my stuff. You know, they're like, oh, you could just buy another one. Like, no.
Oh yeah.
That's not how it works.
That's freaking ridiculous.
Isn't it? So I would have like trust issues when it comes to like when it came to like making friends. So then I wasn't as sociable because I was like, I don't trust any of you. I only trust my initial group of friends who like never asked me to come over just to swim, you know? Like I would be the one who invited people that I trusted. Like Karina.
I was about to say, I don't usually go to people's houses. I was blessed to go to Danielle's house every now and then. But...
Yeah. But that could have been like part of my antisocialness too, is the like in a friendship sense, it's like I don't trust you. People would walk all over me all the time. I think it was like in college where I was like, oh no, more like maybe junior year of high school. I kind of was like, you know what? I'm done with dealing with people's shit. or junior high school, I guess, was like the moment it like actually started, but then in college I really just snapped. Like I stopped being like nice to like people who don't treat me with respect. In college, like I gave no fucks in college after that. But yeah.
So Hastings.
Oh my god.
Yes, tell me about it.
Were you gonna bring up Hastings? I thought we already talked about Hastings.
Queen didn't bring it up, so I was like, is she gonna bring it up or not?
Totally forgot.
Awesome.
Even though I put it down to remind myself.
Oh yeah, you did.
So Hastings.
Yeah.
Sounded like a dream.
Yeah, it's very it's very depressing that it doesn't exist, and it's where it used to be where I live, and I'll pass by it and it's like a Planet Fitness now, and it pisses me off every time. But for those who don't know what Hastings is, or was, I should say, it was like the ultimate like nerd store, you know? It was like, it's kind of like Half Price Books, but more like, I guess, more towards like anime, manga, games, even like, you know, cartoons and things like that. Like anything you were like nerding out about. They had like movies and things, I think, too, but it was mainly like your local nerd store, okay? Like your local like gaming store or whatever. And most of my manga collection over here, my Naruto manga collection, came from Hastings because it was like used, but in good condition. So like I got it for cheaper than I would have, you know, buying it new. Now you have even in Half Price Books, it's like new, not even used, and you have to spend more money. So yeah, that's basically what Hastings is. It went out of business. I don't even remember. That was a long time ago it went out of business.
I think it was 2016 or 2018 when it went out of business. I want to say it was 16.
But that was a very sad day for a lot of us.
You want to know why it went out?
I didn't know why, other than like maybe funds, but
I bet. Okay, so originally Hastings was a Blockbuster.
Mm.
It was a movie rental place.
Yeah.
And they had like, I think, movies, video games, and like books that you could kind of like rent, and then, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So originally they had that, and then at some point they were starting to go under. So then somebody came in and was like, let's do comics. So then they started branching out to like comics and anime and stuff like that. Excuse me. And when they started branching out to that, they got really popular, but they still couldn't save themselves. All because I think they had like a rental issue, because you know how movie rental places were going out of business and stuff.
Yeah.
So they were having some issues with that, and so eventually they just spread themselves too thin, and they couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
It was like they had, think of like Hot Topic, Spencer's, Box Lunch, Half Price Books, all of that, Barnes and Noble, all of that, like one place.
Yeah, it wasn't that big of a store either, but it had a lot of stuff in it.
A lot of stuff.
I think I saw that after it went out, they were trying to do it online or something, but I don't think that ever worked out. Like, I haven't seen anything about all that. But I kept my, like, it's not with me now. I think it might be in my old wallet or something, but I had a Hastings card. Like,
me too. And on my keychain.
Yeah, on my keychain. Yeah.
I don't know where the card one is, but
I think I kept the card because I was like too sad to get rid of it, because I don't know, I miss that store every day, man. It was so fun. But speaking of like movie rental places, there was one where me and Karina grew up.
Stop.
Right across from the school.
This is so embarrassing.
It was called
so
Movie Gallery or whatever. And we would go in there a lot. Like, we rented so many movies. And we went in there I think it was around Halloween, right? Or was it around?
I don't even know, dude.
Or was it just in the summer? It might have just been in the summer, let's be real. But we frequent that place so much, like, we knew, like, the people in there, like, it was, like, no big deal. Me, Karina, and, like, I think 2 other people, right? 2 of our other friends at the time, I should say. We all dressed up in, like, goofy-ass outfits. Like, I dressed up in a muumuu, with like a big butt and like a wig, and Karina dressed up as Pedro or whatever, like the vote, and she had the vote. She walked around the store going, "Vote for Pedro."
Oh.
And then I don't remember what the other 2 dressed up as. I don't know what the other 2 dressed up as, but we went in that store. They did not care. We would just walk around being fucking dinguses, man. It was so funny.
At one point, they knew us so well that every now and then they would let us get like free movies and stuff.
Yeah, like, that's how often we went in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, Danielle, I think that was, so I was saying the other day, because I was remembering about that too. If you don't, I don't know if you remember, but way back when, like way back when, our then friend was trying to create a YouTube channel, and I think we dressed up like that to like shoot us like a short video for
Okay,
YouTube.
it's not on there, and I also have a YouTube. The YouTube video of me and her is still up there, out in the world. I'm not gonna say where, but it's still out there.
I remember I was hiding behind the couch and had to go.
I remember that.
My job was to sit behind the couch and go.
I don't think that video exists. If it does, I need to find it, dude. I don't think that video exists.
I hope that thing burns.
But I know for a fact there's one video out there of me and her, like, doing some ridiculous thing, and it's still out there. I'm not gonna say what. It's still out there, and it's cringe, dude.
so cringe. That's what I was saying. Like, I don't even want, because I don't think it was for Halloween.
No, I don't think it was
literally
either.
just
Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
go back to those days. No.
Cool.
It was
Have you
so
guys ever
cringe.
gotten kicked out of a store?
Kicked out of a store?
Mm-hmm.
No,
No.
I don't think so. I'm a goody two shoes. Okay.
Okay.
Have you? Have you started a fight?
I
She started
Yeah.
a fight. That's exactly
No,
what
it wasn't a fight. No, me and my friend used to hang out with like the wrong crowd, and
Mm.
you know,
$5
young.
discount.
It wasn't me. Young and vulnerable, you know. But they asked us to take them to Walmart one time, and we're like, okay, let's go. So me and her just walking around, and then after a little while, like the undercover, like the secret shoppers and all that stuff, they came up to us with like a police officer, and they're like, do you know where your friends are? And we're like, no. And they're like, well, they just got caught stealing alcohol, so we're trying to find them right now.
Oh
And
my
you guys
God.
need to come with us. And we're like, are you fucking kidding me? So we're like, okay. So we acted like we were following the officer, but we started walking slower, and then we like went through like the ladies' clothes and like took the back exit, and we booked
Oh my God. That would give me so.
God.
That gave me anxiety
it.
just
But I had
listening to
nothing
that.
do with it. That's the thing. We were in high school,
Mm.
and just we're hanging out with the wrong people.
No, me and
But-
Karina are
'Cause
two.
back in my day,
we're
they didn't
goody
have
two
the
shoes.
liquor lockers and all that stuff. Like everything was like, I don't know if you guys do, but here they have everything. They even have razors like locked up in a cabinet. You have to go ask. For,
Well, they
get-
started locking things in cabinets a little bit here. Like when the Tide Pod thing happened, that's when it really started. Like the Tide Pod TikTok trend or
Oh
whatever.
my gosh, that's so stupid.
They had to lock up the fucking Tide Pods, and I'm like, are you serious? They don't have them locked up now, I think, but initially they did have, and I think they like had to lock or like protect the Bluebell at one point because of that one trend where people were licking Bluebell ice cream and putting it back. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, in San Diego, when I was there earlier this year, they had like the pistachios and stuff locked up just because they're so expensive.
Yeah.
Pistachios. Like, what the heck? Razors, yeah, I guess.
Mm.
But, because their things are hella expensive, but pistachios?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think they have as many things locked up, but they do have some things still locked up. Really, I thought they should have locked up like the Pokemon cards.
They did. I mean, at some point they locked up Pokemon cards. Like they put them in like cases almost. Especially Best Buy, we still do that.
Oh,
Still
the
put the Pokemon
Walmart,
cards
you
in,
can barely even find any Pokemon cards, and they're not locked up. So it's like, I don't know if they like don't sell as many now, or if somebody comes in and just like they're ready, you know, to
yeah, they buy
clear it out. I know. I think maybe Target was the one was gonna like limit the amount of Pokemon cards or something that people were buying.
Ours did.
Yeah.
They don't even have them out anymore. They have them behind the counter.
Yeah, because people, if you limit, people are gonna steal. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, and I think that just makes me so mad that like.
You know, that's the only thing I've ever stolen in my life. Was Pokemon cards.
Pokemon cards?
I was 9 years old.
Queen.
I was
No,
9
I didn't
years old.
steal. I was a good kid.
Yeah, I don't steal.
No, I
was a good kid.
They used to.
I don't believe you, Karina.
They have
The way you said that, I don't believe.
So recently, we went to Walmart and I put some candles down on the top part of the cart, and then I put my purse down, and I didn't realize that I had put my purse on top of the candle.
She didn't real.
So we walked out. Nobody said anything. And then I get to putting stuff in the car, and then I pick up my bag and I see it there. And I tell Nathan, should I go back in and pay for this? He goes, no. I was like, okay. Like, I
Like,
really
no.
wanted to go back in and pay for it, because I was like, I didn't need
Yeah, I
it.
would have went back and paid for it. I would have felt too guilty.
Yeah, no. I felt really bad.
I can't even
I kept
steal
telling
gum,
Ethan,
let's
like,
be real. It's not like it hasn't, like, crossed my mind, but, like, I would feel too guilty, you know? Like, that would eat at me, and I wouldn't be able to sleep, even if it's some stupid. Like, I don't know, I'm just too
I had my karma. I had shitty cards. Put them in my pocket, right? And then I was like, Mom, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom and I like got
Open the
and I opened them up and they were shitty cards. And I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
Let's put them back in my pocket.
Sucks to suck.
But that was karma.
Yeah, but yeah, that whole thing with the Pokemon cards really pisses me off, especially because Pokemon cards are so expensive now, and I'm a collector, and, like, I can't even fucking buy Pokemon cards now. I'm so behind in my collection and stuff that it's just, like, impossible. Like, I don't know. That stuff makes me so mad. That was, like, one of the things that... What was it? That happened during, like, COVID era, right? That started during COVID. Yeah. Yep. But, yeah, the Pokemon card thing pissed me off. But I never stole any Pokemon cards. I remember getting my first Pokemon card. And I think it was in Walmart or something. My first Pokemon card pack. Now you can't even do that. Like, my kids can't even go and get Pokemon card packs. You know, in the future, like, I can't be like, oh, let's go get your first set of Pokemon cards or whatever. No, it's too expensive. But yeah. I was gonna ask, I was gonna ask you, Queen, backtracking back to the local movie store, did you have, like, somewhere where you rented movies? Was it Blockbuster? Because I remember going to Blockbuster, so I'm sure you remember going to Blockbuster.
And then we had a place called Hollywood Video.
Hollywood Video?
Hollywood Video?
Yeah? Okay, I thought it was just a Californian thing.
No. Yeah, for sure.
I still have my my little membership cards
Mm.
for both places, and I keep it for the nostalgia. I can't let it go.
Yeah.
I'm very sentimental. I keep, like, things I don't even need to keep.
I'm sentimental about some things, but I've been very good about, like, actually letting go of some things. Back behind you. Yeah. It's mostly
college.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Mostly
But it looks good though.
Mostly
Yeah,
clothes is my
really
issue though. I have issue, like, hoarding my clothes. I've been trying to be better about it, but I have so many clothes. I wear the same things every day. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't need this many clothes, but I can't get rid of them.
I have a uniform. So, like, I literally wear the same thing to work. Besides, like, my jeans. I change out the jeans, but, like, same thing. And it's like, I don't need any of my other clothes. I hardly go out. Nathan never wants to go out. So it's like...
Yeah, like, I have nice clothes for occasion, but I have so many nice clothes. Like, I have, like, business attire. Like, I don't have a fucking job. What am I gonna use my business attire for? You know, like, I have...
I mean, those are good just in case clothes.
Yeah, but I have a abundance. You know what I mean? It's like, not just a few, I have an abundance.
I've seen your closet.
Yeah, and then, like, winter, I have, like, a lot of, like, winter clothes, because I love winter clothes, but it's too damn hot.
Oh, yeah.
Too damn hot, and I'll walk around during Christmas, Christmas area, sometimes without a jacket on, because it feels good outside. Like, it's just too hot in Texas to be wearing that stuff, but I love it, so I have, like, abundance of those type of things that it's like, am I really gonna wear them? Yeah. But,
Probably not, but it's comforting knowing that it's there. I don't know what.
yeah, but it's also stressful. to have so much stuff, and then like thinking about like moving out of this apartment and moving all that shit. And, my God. But we do have a box in here in the living room, tall box, and we've been putting stuff that we're getting rid of in that box until we fill it. So like Josh has put things in there, and I've put things in there, until we get it out of the apartment. At least like a gradual.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah, but I say that, but then me and Josh start like collecting like different things, like we started doing Lego stuff, and now it's like, where are we gonna put our fucking Lego stuff?
Need a bigger place, my dude.
Yeah. So do we want to take a little BRB? That way we can get through an ad and go potty.
I can make a quick cup of coffee in 2 minutes.
Yeah, we could take a little BRB, and then I'm gonna come back. When we come back, I'm gonna do a little, or I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know if it's an activity per se, but we're gonna talk about something that I have, put together.
Ghost
but
experiences, right? Because like
ghost experiences, yes.
no, but we could talk about that, but after the initial. All right. All right. BRB, guys. And we back. Are you ready for my activity that's not an activity?
no.
Okay, so before I explain, I want y'all to tell me what you think time blindness means.
Time blindness?
Yeah, and Chad, if you wanted to also say what you think time blindness means. I already know.
When you play Sims at 6 p.m. and then all of a sudden you look at the clock and it's 3 a.m.
Okay.
I got a different one.
Mm.
Time blindness.
When you don't like have a consistent schedule and you don't know like it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like you don't know what day, what time, like it just kind of all blurs together because you're just like, wait, I thought today was Tuesday and it's already like Thursday, and it's like, well,
That's
you
a
know
good
what I'm talking
answer,
about?
too. But then I also think about maybe that's a whole different thing. You know, you ever like drive home and then you pull in your driveway and you're like,
how the fuck did I get here? Like, where? Yeah, like, where's the time that it came from point A to point B? Where did that go? Yeah, I do that every now and then.
Nathan says it's autopilot. You just autopilot it.
Yeah, autopilot drive home.
I was like, yep, that's the best way of describing it, is just autopilot.
So, I actually, randomly came across an article, alright?
okay.
And it's titled, Gen Z cries time blindness. Is being late a real medical condition?
Oh no!
And so, it says that it's now supposedly being considered as a medical condition by medical experts, which is fucking dumb in my opinion. But a woman on TikTok was being ridiculed for asking during a job interview, are there accommodations for people who struggle with time blindness and being on time? So basically, time blindness is you struggling to be on time places. Now what?
Elsa.
Down with the sickness.
Elsa. So apparently Elsa has time blindness. But I think that's just the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm one of those people who are like, I arrive places early, probably even too early, but at least be on time, man. Like, yeah.
30, 45 minutes early. Sometimes I show up an hour early and I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Like, so I was also gonna read some of the comments that people, mentioned. Someone said, I have actual blindness and I am always on time.
almost made me spit out my
That one had me dying, okay? Like, I just think that's so ridiculous. Like, and the fact that they're saying it's a medical condition, like, that's just so dumb, dude. And then it says, so if you're supposed to get paid on the 1st, but the company struggles with time blindness, pays you on the 30th, is that okay?
That's a good question.
Is that okay? Like, I just think that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like, not even just like, they put Gen Z there because, you know, whatever, that's the generation or whatever that we're at now. But just in general, like, how many people are gonna use this time blindness thing just as an excuse to be late to things? For me, it's like, if you have a genuine excuse of being late, fine. But I'm one of those people who, like, I leave with enough time to, like, if something were to happen, at least I have some time, right? If I need to get gas, I have like 10 minutes to get gas. Less than 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. You know, if I know there's gonna be traffic on the way, right? I allow myself to, like, if there's an accident, like, a time to, like, get through the accident and not be late. I've never, like, if I've been late, it's like a rare thing for me to be late.
Yeah, I'll still end up late. If I have like an appointment or something like that, I don't know if it's just me, but if I have an appointment, let's say I have an appointment at like 7 o'clock. I literally cannot do anything until 7 o'clock because I know I have an appointment. I just want to sit here and wait. I don't want to like start an activity. I don't want to, you know, run here or run there. Like, I physically cannot do anything until I'm done with that appointment. I don't know what it's called, but I get anxiety.
Well, and with kids, I would think maybe being late is you're more prone to being late with kids too. Like, I can imagine that. But like this time blindness thing, being late to a fucking interview, it's like, come on, man.
An interview or something like that, I understand. But work, I was always. There was one other word I wanted to mention, and my friend Rebecca mentioned this, and this gave me the idea about Gen Z term. I called this segment "What the hell is even that, Gen Z?" That's what I. What the hell is even that? So have you ever heard the term bed rotting?
You just lie in bed
watching Netflix all day.
Pretty much. I didn't know that term until my friend mentioned it. Like, what does that mean? And she's like, basically you just lie in bed and you don't leave, man. You just stay there. Till bed rotting. But yeah, I wanted to mention that. She's the one who gave me the idea, so I wanted to mention the first initial thing that got me thinking about that stuff. But I randomly came across that article about time blindness, and I was like, I gotta tell you about it because it was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
What you were talking about with the Gen Zs, do you guys know what side questing is?
Isn't that like...
Is that something to do with like...
timing somebody?
Yeah, I was like, is that like a relationship thing, like a dating thing?
I read that the other day, and I thought it was kind of funny.
I was like, why are they making cheating sound so cool? Like, I would love to go on side quest, but like...
Not that way.
No, going to Target for me is a side quest.
Yes. Well,
side
unfortunately for you, you only get DLC because he is my main quest.
DLC. Bruh. Yeah, I'm like I'm at the age where I'm too old for this, like, other, like, some of the shit that I've seen, like, terms, I'm like, what the hell does that even mean?
Yeah. Like, dogs.
Wait, what?
Dogs are?
Dogs?
Your dogs?
My dogs?
Your dogs are your digits. They're your like, fingers and toes or something. No, it's your toes?
I thought it was your foot. Like, my dogs are barking.
What the hell?
Oh.
What am I? Yeah. What?
They're like toes or some shit like that.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what they call feet. My dogs are barking.
What the fuck?
My grandfather say that. Yeah.
So maybe they're just bringing back like old terms that we're not used to. But
fetch? Do you remember fetch?
it'll never be a thing.
Exactly. It's apparently a thing. So
What, fetch is a thing? No, like,
fetch is a thing.
like,
And I was like, because I was about to say, because Nathan was telling me, oh, and fetch is coming back, and I was like,
It was
fetch
never
will
a
never
thing.
happen.
Mm-mm.
Stop trying to make fetch work. It's never gonna work, or some shit like that.
but yeah, no, yeah, some of the terms I saw, some of them I know, you know, but a lot I was like, bed rotting was one, the time blindness thing, like,
That was still stupid. I'm sorry.
I'm
It was
trying to
ridiculous.
think, somebody said, what was it? It started with a B, I think. Fuck, what was it? It was, I didn't know what based meant until, like, I think Luke explained it or whatever. I was like, I don't know what the hell that means. And then I saw people getting shirts that have, like, based or whatever, and I was like, what does that mean? like, I didn't even know that, so, like, I'm going on a journey of learning, I guess, these things. Huh?
Mid.
Mid? Oh.
That's mid.
I only know cap because of May.
You know
That's
what?
the only reason why I know cap. Like, you be capping or whatever. That's the only, like, you know, things I could really think about or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. There's probably, like, a lot of new stuff that I don't even understand. Like, it's hard to, Oh, there's also, like, my friend said that her sister will sometimes send her just only emojis.
Yes!
Instead of actually, like, conversation words, just only emojis, and she's like, what the fuck does that even mean?
So, one of Nathan's friends literally speaks another language. Like, he only speaks in, like, Discord chat, Twitch chat, like, emojis and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, the fuck does he mean?
Yeah, like we just got rid of words altogether, and it's just all emojis. And she like, can you talk to me like I'm like, you know, a boomer or something? Like, can you just use words, please? What does that mean? Like, it would just be a slew of just emojis, and like, and I guess that's supposed to be her sentence or whatever. Like, I was like, what the hell kind of language is that? Yeah, I was surprised by that, but yeah, I wanted to do that little activity that's not really activity, just to see if we knew the term or whatever. But yeah, so, Karina wanted to talk about ghosties, I guess. I don't remember what you were saying about ghosties.
No, hold on. I'm looking at a list.
A list of Gen Z terms?
Yeah. Well, it's like millennials. It's like new slang.
Oh.
So, it's 50 words. The second one being flex.
Oh, I know what
Do you guys
flex
remember
means.
flex?
Yeah, I know what flex means.
And then the next one is... Okay, wait, before I say these, I need to see what they mean.
Yeah, see what they are? What they mean?
Yeah, I saw this,
Okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Chugi?
Who?
Chugi?
Chugi?
Chugi. Chugi?
Chugi?
It means that it's uncool or untrendy.
What the fuck?
Chugi.
Chugi.
Chugi?
Chugi? Chuchi?
It's spelled Cheuggy.
So
But
I
they
think
say it's pronounced chew and then G. Chugi.
Chuchi.
Chugi.
What the hell? I've never. That's a made up word. Like, that's not even short for something. That's a made up word. That'll be in the dictionary later on, like after we pass or something.
Ghosted.
Oh well, I know what ghosted means.
High key, low key. I was talking about
I mean, sometimes I say low key.
Low key, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I say that one.
Vibe. I use vibe all the
Mhm.
time.
Yeah.
Sus. Sus is another one.
Yeah.
That's a huge word in the community.
I can't get over the
Uh-huh.
choo-chee one. Like, that's just so
can't either.
dumb.
T is literally, like spill the tea.
Yeah.
Tea.
I know what tea is. These are
Oh my
really
God.
common ones, but like the ones like choo-chee, I would never have. Like,
Skirt.
skirt, skirt, skirt.
It means stop. Skirt.
Yeah.
Sounds like something Lil Jon would say.
Damn, Gina.
Damn, Gina, I remember that.
That's a throwback. That was shooketh. Shooketh. is what
Shooketh.
we-
I used to say shook or shooketh, but I don't anymore. It kind of died, in my opinion. Now they say they ate, but they ate all the crumbs or whatever. You know what I mean? Have you ever heard that?
No.
It'd be like they ate and left no crumbs. Means like they basically slayed or they basically like, you know,
Oh.
they own that moment or something. I don't know what the actual definition is, but it's basically like that. They say like ate and left no crumbs, or they ate.
Yeah.
She ate that outfit or whatever.
Woke. Mood. Bye, Felicia.
These are like feel like older ones. Like some of these
Yeah.
are like really, but the choo-chee one threw me for a loop.
Kiki.
Cheeky. Yeah.
See, those
No
are all
cap.
those are, you know, great and all. But
Swear.
have you guys heard like slang words from like the 50s? Like we thought our stuff was
Bleak.
weird.
I haven't
Okay.
seen any slang words for the. Well, it depends. I don't know. Like, if you said one, I probably would be like, "Oh yeah," but
Okay.
because like my
so-
parents would say it or something, you know.
So in the 50s, their
grandparents.
term for like hanging out in the back seat of the car was called backseat bingo.
Backseat bingo.
Yeah, isn't that kind of cool?
That is kind of fun, honestly.
Backseat bingo.
Backseat bingo.
You need to say wig chop instead of getting a haircut.
Wig chop.
Wig chop.
These are longer than what?
Yeah, they were long. Now, well, kids like or younger people nowadays don't have the attention span to say longer words. Let's be real.
For sure.
That's why they text in emojis.
Thirsty.
So when you're trying to speed off in your car, they called it agitate the gravel.
Agitate the gravel. I feel like that's somewhere deep in my like memory or whatever. Agitate the gravel. I feel like somebody said that in my family probably. Have you is it like a 50s term that like whenever somebody asks for the time and you say it's a hair past a freckle?
You were the first person
I only know that my mom would be like, "Oh, it's a hair past a freckle." Have you ever heard that?
Someone did say that.
Because like if you don't have a watch, it's just literally your like arm, right? So they're like, "Oh, it's
Backseat
a hair
bingo.
past a
Can't get
freckle."
over that.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
But
Yeah. I'll bring some of those back.
yeah, well, we can bring those back around every now and then. We can guess the Gen Z term or the 50s term or whatever, some random shit that we don't even know because we're either too young or too old for. Like we're right in the middle. But yeah, I don't remember what you were saying earlier about your ghost thing that you wanted to talk about.
No. So
Right, we were talking
I was
about.
trying to scroll through,
ghost
but
experiences. Yeah,
ghost
no.
experiences.
It's just if you believe in ghosts,
Mm.
and two, if you've ever had a like encounter that made you believe in ghosts, or like an encounter.
So
Maybe.
Yeah.
Do you want to start?
Every time, like literally every time I talk about it, I get chills.
You've told me before, I think.
Okay.
So
That makes me uncomfortable.
you want to, if you want to talk about it or not?
You want to go first, Queen?
Sure.
No, Do you want to? Because if it like creeps you out too much, then like
It's okay.
I already know it. Yeah.
So we used to live in this apartment. Well, they were like duplexes. They were like mini houses that were like next to each other.
Mm.
And I lived in one of them, and I never like felt like anything like was wrong in that place or whatever. We only lived there for a couple months, and then we moved into the one next door. And for some reason, my daughter's room, I felt very uncomfortable in there. Like it almost felt like something was in there. I don't know how to explain it. It's like when you know somebody's standing behind you, like you just have like that feeling.
Mm.
Like I always felt that way about that room. She never slept in that room. That's just where I kept all her shit. And one night, their dad, my ex-husband, was outside, smoking a cigarette on the porch, and I was sitting on the couch and I was watching That's So Raven, and I had it very, very low, and he comes in the house and he goes, "Are you knocking on the wall?" And I was like, "No, the fuck?" And he's like, it sounds like somebody is in our bedroom knocking on the wall. And I was like, "I've been sitting here the whole time, dude." And he goes, "Go in the room right now. I'm gonna stand outside and I want to hear." And so I started like knocking on the wall, and he's like, "That's exactly what it sounds like." And I'm like, "Okay, dude, you're crazy." So he ends up staying in the house, and he goes to take a shower, and I'm still sitting on the couch watching That So Raven, and it's very, very, very quiet. Like I could barely hear it. I was playing like a word search game on my phone or something, but it didn't have any sound. And he comes out of the bathroom and he goes, "Did you just say something?" And I'm like, "No." And I was like, TV's still up. I was like, "Not TV. Nobody said anything." And he goes, "I heard a little girl say, 'Hi, Daddy.'" By the way, my daughter was like 3 months old at the time.
I don't remember this part, I guess.
I'm getting chills.
Yeah.
She was like, he said, it sounded like, she said, "Hi, Daddy." And I was like, "No." And he's like, "I think we need to leave." Because he started like, I'm getting chills. It just felt really weird. And then, we had our like Bluetooth speaker on, and this thing was plugged in, so it was like fully charged. And it started cutting out, and it turned off, and we're just like, "What the hell?" And then he's like, "We gotta go now."
Mm.
And so we start packing, and I'm getting chills. We start packing because like it felt very, I can't explain it. It's very, very, very heavy feeling. And so he's like, "You finish packing. I'm gonna take my daughter Everly. He's gonna take her to his mom's house, and he was gonna bring his mom back and make her like oil the house, holy water, like pay everything." Like yeah. So he took my daughter over there, and then he brought his mom back. But then that time that he was gone, I'm sitting on the floor, still trying to keep this Bluetooth speaker from turning off. And I'm sitting in the living room, and then all of a sudden, almost like somebody had grabbed my head. And not like I couldn't physically feel it, but as if somebody like grabbed my head and like turned my head to the side.
Ooh.
And I was staring at my bedroom, fully believing that something was gonna walk out. I'm getting chills. It was the darkest.
Ooh,
It
spooky.
was the darkest feeling that I have ever felt in my entire life. Like in my heart, I knew something was in my room, and I could not look away. It's almost like as if you were like petrified.
Yeah.
I could not move, and I just kind of snapped out of it, and I started packing really quick. Thank God he didn't take too much longer, and I'm like, I'm going to leave now. So I took my car and I left, and we stayed the night there. And we come back the next day, and I see like oil marks, like his mom like put a cross on all the doors, and it stunk in there because she had like, what is it, sage or something?
Yeah,
It
probably.
But it didn't feel like anything. But I've had a lot of even when I was little, though, I've had some interesting experiences. What they call shadow people, like seeing like in complete darkness, you just see the figure of somebody. Just like I would see, like just shadows walking in like a room by myself, especially like when I would try to fall asleep. But we lived in a 2-story house, and I was walking across the the I don't even know what it's called, just walking across, and I looked down towards the living room, and it looked like somebody was walking into the kitchen, and I called out for my brother, and he's like, "What?" And he was in my mom's room, and then I called out for my mom, and my mom was in my mom's room, and I was like, "Oh hell no!" My ass ran downstairs really quick, and I went to my mom's room. And I was like, it looked like something walked into the kitchen. She goes, "Oh, you see it too?" And I was like,
You see it too? Holy shit.
No! No! That is awful! Oh my goodness.
But yeah, that was my experience. I kind of feel like that sometimes, like, you just kind of feel like something's... Pancakes.
Sure.
You just kind of feel like something's there.
Yeah.
A presence. I feel it every now and then. I call him Harold. That's just my way of
coping with the fact that somebody's possibly there.
That's my way of a safe word for it. So like when it comes back and I start feeling
yeah.
like there's a presence, I'm like, okay, Harold, chill out, take a vacation.
I was about to say, or it's pancakes, either one.
But yeah, just little that at the apartment, that was the biggest thing that I've ever experienced. But it's just been like little things here and there. But yes, I call it Harold.
So you do believe in ghosts?
Yeah.
I never did, or I don't even know if I would call it a ghost because it felt so dark.
Demon.
Yeah.
Or not so nice ghosty.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm good.
No more ghost stories.
End scene.
And scene. So, I mean, I don't think I've really had too many like ghost experience, but I do believe in ghosts. I've believed in ghosts since like very young. I like that kind of stuff. Like, 'cause I don't mess with demons and shit though. Like, I'm not about that life. Like, I'm not gonna pull out no Ouija board to talk to some ghosties, okay? Like, I'll have a friendly conversation with one if you want me to, but like, you know, I've been on like, I went on a ghost tour in Florida to the St. Augustine like lighthouse or whatever. That was kind of a joke because they did it in a big group and people weren't taking it seriously or whatever. But like, I've done stuff like that. But I feel like I feel like more feelings than I don't think I've ever saw a ghost or anything like that, or shadow person. It's more like I could feel the difference in energy for sure. Like when I felt like there was something in my parents' house, and because not only me but my brother also had like similar situations happen. Nothing like poltergeisty or anything like that, but I would just like feel like somebody's like watching me in my room, and I would be going to sleep. I was afraid of the dark, so I would leave. I'm still kind of afraid of the dark. Leave like a bathroom light on, so I had light in the room. It's not like I couldn't see the room, like some weird shadows or whatever. And I'm blind too, though. I don't trust anything my fucking eyes see, honestly. But I was like laying down, going to sleep. I felt this like feeling. It wasn't like I don't think it was dark, honestly, but it was like kind of sad. That makes sense. Like, it was a sad feeling, and I was like, oh, you know, as a young kid, you know, I didn't. Maybe that, I don't know if that was, I don't think that would be depression. I didn't have that, I think, at the time. But I heard, like, my name. whispered in my ear. And I thought I made it up at first. I was like, you know, you're just, because you're afraid or whatever. You're making that up.
Yeah.
Not much time after I heard my name, my brother comes running into my room. And he opens the door and he's like, are you awake? I'm like, well, I am now, you know, cause but like, no, he comes in and he's like, it's like, I just heard somebody say my name.
Oh.
And I said, what? And he's like, yeah, somebody's just like, Dean, like in his ear, like a whisper. And I was like, dude, Dean, I also heard my name in a whisper. It sounded like a female. And like I said, it was a very sad feeling. And there's parts of my house that I had that feeling, but never the whole house. And maybe as I got older, I kind of like ignored the feeling or whatever. Or maybe she moved, like she didn't show up as much. But I definitely felt it was a female. She whispered, she knew our names, which was kind of scary. You know, you don't want a ghostie to necessarily know your name. Especially if they're not nice. But I didn't feel any, like, ill intent. I would think there would have been more activity, right? If it was, like, ill-intended thing. I think they were just probably sad and lonely, to be honest, if it was a ghost, you know, or whatever. But yeah, I watch all the ghost shows a lot of the times. I would love to go ghost hunting actually, but not like, but if things got too out of hand, then you know, you need to know when to like not cross a line, I feel.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to bring that stuff home. Like it's fun, not fun necessarily, but I think it's interesting to like have the like interaction. But then if it gets too evil spirit or demon area, that's a big pile of nope, you know. But you know, you never know what kind of ghosties you're gonna encounter anyways. But yeah, I'm I believe in ghosts completely. Like, mostly like people who can't, you know, have unfinished business, can't move on, died tragically. Like, they just kind of, some ghosts don't even realize they even died, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, I had a weird experience. I don't know if it was like sleep paralysis or what. But
I had sleep paralysis too, fairly recently. But yeah.
I woke up and I couldn't move, but my eyes went to like the corner of my room, and it looked like something was like in the corner, like like this.
Ew. That gives me grudge vibes. I'm not about that.
I got chills. This is like honest to God, like I don't know what the fuck, and I'm just staring at it. I think that's why I have a thing with like dark corners. I don't like dark rooms. I don't like looking at corners.
Yeah, the Grudge movies fuck me up, man. Like they mess me up.
Yeah, it was in the corner, and I don't remember if it was like it kind of felt like a time jump. Like I don't know if like I closed my eyes and looked back, but it was like straight above me, but a little bit more like to the side, like it was like diagonal for me, like this thing fucking moved.
Oh god.
And I remember being like
that gave me chills.
But not able to move. But I don't know if like I don't know, dude. I don't fucking know. Yeah. And I got more, but I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Yeah, well,
my chills are.
I got something else to talk about, but I'll let Karina talk about her ghosty experience in a moment.
I'm having fun listening to you guys.
It's not a ghost experience, so I was keeping it, but it's similarly.
Okay. So I think I believe in ghosts. I believe in aliens. Okay, for sure. Hard. Like.
I mean, I believe there's aliens too.
I I do think that
I don't want
aliens.
to believe it.
Well, nobody gives a
I don't
shit if you saw the government announce that, and nobody gives two shits that aliens exist.
I
But
have,
anyways,
like,
continue.
personal experiences, and then a third, like, kind of secondhand experience, I guess. But so first personal experience, and this is what I was saying. I 100% believe in aliens, because if it wasn't like a ghost, it was definitely an alien. Because 100%, I think it was an alien more than a ghost. But I don't think it was sleep paralysis, because I was able to move. So yeah, I don't think it was sleep paralysis. But I was so in my bedroom. I was also terrified of falling asleep in the dark, right? So I would leave my TV on. And so in my room, I had like this Minnie Mouse kind of chair next to like my TV, and the chair was facing me, and my bed was like on the wall, and then so let's say here's the bed right on this wall, and then I have the TV and then the Minnie Mouse chair, right? So I was trying to fall asleep, and for some reason whatever was on the TV, it started staticking. So it was like that black and white graining, right? So it had that static going, and I was like, and I think that's what originally kind of like woke me up, was just the fact that there wasn't any movie or anything like that.
And the static is kind of loud too.
And
When
I was about to say, and usually all you hear is like shh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I flip over, and as I flip over to like check it, in the shadows, I see a person sitting in the Minnie Mouse chair. Cannot see the Minnie Mouse face. And this chair is like bright blue, guys. So like even if there was some kind of light coming into the room, you could see it. Like it was bright blue. And it was completely dark. And so like I'm certain there was someone sitting in that chair. And I saw it, and I was like, yep, nope. So I flipped back over, and I kept telling myself, it's not real, it's not real, it's not real. I'm imagining things, it's not real. And then I felt something get into the bed with me, and right against me, I felt like a chill. Like it felt so weird. Like it just, okay. No, I can't even explain it. Like, I don't even remember if it was warm breath or if it was like cold or what, but I could feel my skin like tense up. And like, whenever I was, because I kept repeating to myself, like, it's not real, it's not real, it's not real. It came over. I felt the shift in the bed. I felt it right next to me. So I'm facing the wall at this point. So I'm no longer like looking at it. So it's behind me, like behind on top of my neck.
Yeah, I would be scared to turn around too, honestly.
And it whispered in my ear, "Oh, I'm very real." And I was like, oh. And at that point, you know, the smart thing would have been to just, you know, like get up, move or something. I was like Queen was saying, like you get into that state where you're just petrified and you don't know what to do. And then like my dumbass. Okay. I went, and at this point, and this is why I'm telling you, like, I don't think it was sleep paralysis, because I went over to reach at it, and I felt like a nose, and it felt cold and slimy and like bumpy, so like lizard skin, and like as soon as I felt that, I like freaked the fuck out, and I turned and I tried to see what it was, but it was gone. And if I remember correctly, I think the TV was even working like after that. So like it could have been a dream, it couldn't have, I don't know, but like to me it felt so real. Like,
yeah. It's either was real or very fucking vivid dream that you had.
You don't feel things whenever. Like,
well, I mean I do in vivid dream, like sometimes in vivid dreams. Yeah, I used to have a dream where every day of the whole year, I had a dream where I got shot in the stomach. It, like, but in different time periods, like present day, like I was like 40s, 30, 40s, and then at the time I was like, in high school. And then like when I was old, and somebody comes into my house, shoots me in the stomach, and I remember sitting beside. I'm like, and I felt pain. I don't know what a gunshot feels like, but I felt pain in the place that I got shot at. And I sat by this phone and I called all my friends, like Karina and Chase. I called all my friends and I told them that I loved them and that I was dying. And I honestly thought that, like, that was gonna be how I died. Like, because I had that dream every day for a year. I had that dream. Yeah. And I was like, this is how I'm gonna die. I don't know at what point, but this is how I'm gonna die. And I remember, like, the last phone call was Chase. And I remember him like, hold on, I'm on my way or whatever. And then I hear his car. I remember hearing his car leave, like, on the phone, but I had died at that point after that. Yeah, it was very, like, dark dream, and I have very vivid dreams in general, so, like, I can feel some things if I've thought I felt it before or can imagine what it would feel like. That's basically what I would feel in a dream. But yeah, I was gonna mention about feeling as well. So I talked to Queen about this. Me and Queen have similar thing that we're passionate about.
I know what you're talking about.
So I visited the Titanic Museum. This one I think was in Missouri or something like that. And I've been always passionate about, like, the Titanic stuff. I mean, I used to look up blueprints of the Titanic. I mean, like, how could they have done things differently, kind of thing. But honestly, it's a slew of a bunch of different shit that came together that caused that horrible accident. Or some people don't think it's an accident. But I went into the Titanic Museum and they give you, like, a card of a person that's either passed or survived on the Titanic. Either way, passenger on the Titanic. But, like, I don't think I would, like, I don't think I felt like I was that person, right? But I do have, like, a weird feeling when I went in, like, honestly, like, I don't know how to describe it. It's, like, super sad. And it's not just, oh, it's sad that they died, right? It was, like, genuine, grief. Every time I, like, touched something in there, even I touched the, like, how cold the water was, that triggered me hard. I was like, oh my, I don't know, I just felt like I was, like, had been there. If that makes sense. And so that, since I've been to that museum, even before then, but that museum really solidified when I went through and I looked at the wall of names too of the people, and it was just like, I was grief stricken. Like, I was not okay after that, and it was not because, like, I'm super empathetic or whatever. It's like a different feeling, right? I could be sad about a movie, right, or something that's based off a true story, but I have, like, some weird connection, and I've always had it since I was a kid too.
See, that's how I was too. And I remember we had that conversation because you were streaming one time, and your question of the day, hold on, there. Your question of the day was, if you can go back in time, like, where would you go? And I said, and I put it was like April 10th, or I forgot what it was, April 12th, I forget, of 1912, and you were like, I know exactly what day you're talking about. I was like, I'd like to see I think I said I'd like to see the Titanic sail. or something like that. And like that's when like me and you, like I think it was, we just had this whole conversation about how like we've always connected to that and this and this. And I think that's like when you and I like got like super close.
Yeah. And
fast forward a year later, we find out we're actually cousins.
Seventh cousins, yeah. But the thing about it is now it's a question of, do you believe in past lives? That's the initial question. Like, I genuinely believe that I may have either been a part of the building or like some sort of cog in the wheel of making the Titanic, right? Or I was on the ship. And honestly, I think I was on the ship. And it's not like I have like just, like memories or anything. Maybe I had them as kids, but I don't remember. You know, you don't remember back in, you know, past a certain age. At a certain point, you forget, right? That you've ever. Yeah. But I don't. But it's a feeling thing. Like I said, like I feel like I was some sort of part in it, or like have experienced it. And I don't want to say that because, like, you know, for the families of those who like lost people on the Titanic and things like that, like I don't want to say, oh, I was there. Like I don't understand like what that was like, but like I had like this feeling of grief every time like I'm so like in it. Like I said, I've looked up blueprints, I've looked up like any facts, like things like that, anything that I think that could have happened, you know, like connections. Like I just like so like invested in it, I guess. That it just like, to me, it's just more than just a regular like thing, you know?
Historical event, yeah.
Yeah. And that's why too, like if I want to see one day me and Queen go together to a Titanic museum and see what happens, like see what we feel, because I don't know how, like if Queen, you haven't been to like a Titanic museum or
I'm gonna be in Vegas this year and they have one at the hotel that
yeah,
I'm staying
so
at.
let us know how that is, like okay. No bullshitting, obviously, like if you don't feel anything, you don't feel anything, but like I'm just curious to know if like maybe too you, because we have that connection, maybe you know, you feel something different too, that like maybe you can understand what I was like kind of feeling, because like my family walked through there like it's just any other museum, right? And I was like distraught the whole time. Like I saw people like walking, or they have people who walk around in period attire, like the attire that they would have maybe worn back then. And like it, like I saw one guy and it like, I don't know why, it just like kind of like gave me a chill or something, like it, and it wasn't I don't think it was a ghost, but you know, it was like, it just kind of like triggered it, I was triggered the whole time, you know.
Oh, that's creepy.
But yeah, that I wanted to mention, since I'm telling you, like I have more feeling situations than I do like visual situations. And that was like another thing. I was like, do you believe in past lives? Like, do you believe that you were something in a past life?
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say.
Yeah, you don't really, you won't really know.
No, you won't really know, obviously, but it's interesting how much deja vu I have. I have deja vu constantly, at least a couple times a day.
Who was it?
Constantly. Yes, Karina?
It was Mitch, right, that said something about, I thought he said something about deja vu being like, all the, like you fucked up and died in that moment or something, and then you just, it rewinds you back to that time, so then you're like, oh, I had deja vu, and it kind of just tells you, oh, I shouldn't do that or something. Like you change your destiny. Oh, that was Chan. That was Chan. I couldn't remember who was it. It was Mitch or Chan. They talked about it in their podcast, I believe.
Since you're mentioning this, like, and you can 100% fact check me with Nathan. When Nathan and I were living in Houston, I told Nathan I had a nightmare or a dream. I don't know what happened. Pretty much, I told him about my dream, and I told him that for some reason, I had a dream where I was working at a gas station. And I was telling him about it, and I was like, why would I ever work at a gas station? Like, I have a chemistry job. Like, I don't.
What?
And we live in Houston. Like, I'm not gonna be working at a gas station. And then, like, down the road, we moved back, and guess what? I was working at a gas station. And literally, almost exactly what I told him in that dream happened one day at the store that I was working at, the gas station I was working at. And I was like, wait a second, haven't I explained this before? And then he goes, yeah. And we were just like,
That's bizarre.
That is
it
bizarre.
was so weird. And-
Karina could see the future.
No. I don't know. Like, it was just the weirdest thing ever. Just the fact that it all kind of just lined up together. I think it was like a huge coincidence. But like, I don't know. It was just so weird. And I was telling Nathan about it, and like, yeah.
That's pretty
It was
interesting.
just so weird.
That is pretty interesting. Kind of like, you're kind of like, can Karina actually see the future?
Hey, tell me them lottery numbers.
Right? Like, you wanna hit us up?
Do you think I'd be here right now?
Right, true. Like,
Wait for
fuck the
the right moment,
podcast.
I'd be in Japan, you know? Hitting up over there. Sorry, Noodles is texting me, and he's big. Like always. Trying to steal my man.
But yeah, guys, so, you know, if you wanted to let us know about any of your ghost encounters, if you even believe in ghosts, or do you believe in aliens? Because, you know, the government said aliens exist, so...
I still had 2 more stories.
Oh, you have 2 more?
Oh,
Yeah, I
give it-
still
Go
had
for
2
it.
more stories.
Give it to me, girl.
Excuse me for...
No,
I'm sorry, I was so rude.
No, that's why I was starting before saying I had 2 personal and 1 that's like secondhand. The second personal one, and this one I'll keep really short because honestly, I was a kid at the time, so I wasn't like even really like for sure what was happening. But it was me, my brothers, so that's 3 of us, right?
Mm.
We were in Mexico walking down our road, and at the time there was this like, so in Mexico it's a lot of concrete, right? All the buildings are kind of like concrete and stuff.
Mm.
Well, we had a wall connecting like, or not connecting, but a wall separating like 3 houses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as we were walking by, my brothers told me that I kept pointing at something. And they like turned around to see what I was pointing at. And it was a lady that was nailed to the wall. Like she was in a like white dress that was stained red from all the blood from her being nailed to the wall, like hands and straight through the head.
Ooh.
On this wall. And so they told me that we all went to go like tell my parents and my family and stuff like that. And my grandma immediately sent us into the house, locked the doors, called some people up, and then we had like priests and some other type of people come out because apparently I didn't know it and they didn't tell me until like years later, but apparently there was some gangs that were around there at a certain point, and this girl had been like sleeping around with like multiple members, and apparently they did like brutally like she was hung on the wall. And so but I didn't know that, and I was like, what? And so like that still kind of like creeps me out because like I don't remember it, and I think my brothers were telling me about it, and like I vaguely remember, so it's like, but just remembering that, and we still live in the same house in Mexico, so it's like knowing that there was like
something like that
situation
that
there
happened is kind of like,
It's so scary.
yeah, no.
And then the last one is my mom and my dad. When they first moved to America, before they had my brother at the time. I don't think they had any other kids at the time, but in the first house they lived in, they would constantly hear a baby crying. Like every night they would hear a baby crying, and my mom and dad would go into my brother's room and he wouldn't be crying. He would be passed out. So they don't know where they kept hearing this baby cry. And I think she said they got like a priest to come out and bless the house with like holy water and stuff like that. Even to this day, my mom has a bottle of holy water from the like Citadel Church in Mexico City. That like the Vatican, not the Vatican. It's called a basilica, but that church there, they have holy water that the priest like. What do you call that? Where they like throw the water on you. But they have a priest that does that like around the clock, and you can buy bottles of the holy water. So they stock up on that holy water and they keep it in the house. So like if anything ever happens,
shit is spraying the shit out of that demon.
But that's like the only other thing that I can really like think of. Like I know like you're saying there's like feelings every now and then that kind of like make me very uneasy. But as far as like visually seeing, I don't think I've seen much besides those two encounters. And yeah, like every now and then I'll see like shadows, but I think that's just my mind playing tricks on me. I don't know.
So your listening to you talk about your parents again reminded me about the what is it, the egg with the bad juju, like you gotta
Don't even. I hate all of you for that.
You're the one who said told me.
Okay, so you can cleanse someone with an egg. You have to take an egg that can be fertilized. So it can't be like, it has to be either one that could conceive. Like I feel like most eggs you could conceive anyways. Anyways, so if it has the possibility to have a chick in it, then you can use that egg. So you take the egg and you rub it all over you.
Yeah, man.
And it takes all the vibes and like the bad juju into the egg. And then when you crack the egg in water, you can see like all the bad juju. So if the egg is clear and you can see the yellow yolk, you're good. If you see any like cloudy bits, that means somebody's wishing like ill on you. And then if there's blood in it, that means somebody wants you to die. So I've had eggs with blood in it before, and it always freaks me out. But like my mom's always like, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's just because it can be fertilized. Since it can be fertilized, that's why there's blood in it." And I was like, "But the lady just told me that somebody wants me to die." But yeah, you can tell people's like bad juju and stuff by getting an egg.
Do you still believe that?
Anyways.
I mean, if you believe it, that's fine. I was just like, I don't know. When you told me that, I just was like, I mean, if that's what helps you sleep at night.
It's okay.
But if you do, I mean, maybe it'll make you feel better knowing, you know what I mean? Knowing that somebody's like putting bad juju and you're like questioning, who is it? Which one of you fuckers is it?
Pancakes.
That could be a whole fucking novel right there. I cracked the egg and saw the blood. Which one? Who was it?
Who was it? And you go on a quest to weed out all the people you think it might be. But yeah, so I was trying to think.
It's so funny. I don't know why you're making fun of it. It's
Okay, I'll
okay?
try not. I didn't mean to make fun of it, but I just think it was like, I don't believe that.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
But I maybe don't believe in like, was it? I mean, I think I have bad luck, but I don't think like I'm not. What is it? Superstitious? Is that the word? Like, I don't believe a black cat crossing my path is gonna like cause me any bad luck.
Yeah.
I just think I'm just naturally full of bad luck. Like, I just naturally have like bad luck all the time. So
That can be fertilized. That can produce a chick. Yes.
yeah, produce
So it
chicken.
can't. It can't be an egg that like farms make that are like purposefully like no. How do you say that? No fertilization. It has to have the possibility of having a baby in it.
I don't believe in like like if I break a mirror it's gonna be 7 years of bad luck, but like, you know, if there's like a demon causing bad luck to me, then it's like, okay, that's different. But I don't believe in the like little silly little silly things like that, honestly. But maybe that's why I have bad luck. Maybe that's why I have bad luck, because I don't get phased by those things, you know, those silly superstitions.
You know what though, Danielle, you do believe in superstitions because
Do I?
in at least I was raised that whenever you have like birthmarks, like can you guys see that on camera?
Oh yeah, don't
Like-
you and I have like this? I thought we had one in the same spot.
I
Mine
have
right
this
here.
gigantic birthmark from like back here all the way down. Apparently, in some cultures and superstitions,
That's how you died.
those birthmarks are like how you died.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
like if I
technically
believed in
bad luck.
past lives, then I believe in. But would that be a bad luck thing, though? I meant like the things that are like
Oh.
if you step on a crack, you break your mother's back, kind of bullshit.
That's
You know what I mean? Or like like I said, the black cat thing, or the mirror, 7 years of bad luck. I mean, it's you initially had bad luck when you broke the mirror. So it's like, just saying. I don't have the mark. I don't know. I mean, I don't think I have a birthmark.
The same mark on our wrist, I think it was.
I have a lot of scars, but that's like different things. That's not
I think it was like
birthmark.
a mole or something. We have it on. We both have it on our wrist, but on opposite arms. And we confirmed this when.
Are you talking about me and you, or Karina and you?
No, me and Karina have the same birth. The same
I was
birthmark.
about to say, mine's right here. Can you guys see that? I don't know if you
No,
can see it
I
with my
can't
nail.
see that, honestly.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
think yours.
like
I
to
think
say-
yours is on the opposite arm. Mine's on my left arm. Yeah, yours is on your right. But they were on the
Yeah,
opposite.
that's on my right.
Have you seen those? I've seen like some TikToks where like I don't remember. They said guys like have like a mark, like a mole, not a mole, but like a freckle or something, like on. I think it's like on this arm, like right here, and like it was like a whole bunch of them like stitched the TikTok together, and they all have a freaking freckle right there, like a big one. It's not like a little one. It's like a noticeable like freckle on the same spot, and they're like, "Damn, we were like generated in a lab or something."
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've seen the one where like Queen and I are pointing on our wrists. I've seen where people say that women have that
Witches.
same one.
Yeah. They were saying that like, or no, maybe it was another mark. They said if like you have like a certain mark or whatever, it means you're a witch. And I was like, okay, that's a little silly.
I have so many like
know
freckles and dots on my arms, I
You
can't
know
even
what?
tell. You know?
I got burnt by sulfuric acid right here. I don't know if you guys can see.
Mm.
It's permanently left my skin yellow
Ooh.
forever.
Because
my lab partner was stupid.
I just have scars from, you know. I have a scar from right here across my arm right here from the bakery when I worked in the bakery. I had to like I was pulling out a big ass like those big ass trays, and
Yo.
it was it fell, and I didn't want to lose the product, so I sacrificed my arms. That was the initial. I sacrificed myself, burnt like on both sides, burnt like right here because I held it like this. And that was the stupid thing. Like I should have let them go, but yeah. So I have permanent like scarring. Huh?
Nothing.
What'd you say?
So speaking of burnt, have you ever burnt anything?
Stop. We're not mentioning it.
Can I tell the story?
Go for it.
All right. So the other day we're hanging out and Rose is playing her, what was it, Wolfenstein?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she wanted something sweet, so she was making the, what was it, banana nut muffins?
Yeah.
She puts them in the oven, and then like an hour later she goes, "Oh shit!"
So what happened was I set a timer for 15 minutes or whatever. And I guess I didn't hear it because I was like playing the game or something. I don't know, and I just completely forgot about it. And then Josh, like an hour later, like it was like a good hour or more, Josh comes in from work. Like he comes home from work. He goes, "What's burning?"
I heard you yell, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, like he goes, "What's burning?" And I go, It was 2 hours? No way, it was 2 hours. But he was like something's burning, and I was like, no, it's not. Like I didn't put anything. Like I'm not cooking anything. Like I completely forgot that I was making muffins. And Josh comes in here and he's like, something's in the oven, and he pulls it out. I was like, oh shit, my muffins.
They look like little pieces.
And they were like, I mean, I couldn't break them apart. I could probably kill somebody with them. They were so burnt.
That's how into the game she was.
And then I don't even think that. Like the fact that Josh walked in and I said, oh no, I'm not cooking anything. Like when he said something, that should have reminded me, right? But my brain just like totally blocked out the fact that I hadn't even put anything, like anything in the oven. Like, that's kind of concerning. Like, I'm like, fuck, like, my brain is going to shit, man. Like, that I don't think I've ever done that before. Thinking. I mean, but yeah, I feel like it's been getting worse. Like, my mind's going to crap. Maybe I actually have dementia, you know? Like, or I don't think I have dementia, but I forget, like, a conversation we had, like, 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I get like that, too.
And especially when I'm, like, tired. Like, when my brain's just, like, fully not working at all, it's like, I can't even focus. So, yeah, like, that was, I don't think I've ever done, like, at least not recently, like that bad. Where I left something in for hours.
I've never done that with an oven, but I do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I haven't done that with an oven before, but I will, like, walk into a room and be like, why did I come in here?
Oh yeah, I do that too.
Every single day.
Sometimes, a lot of times I just pace around my apartment like, what was I doing? What was I doing?
You open the fridge like 5 times.
Yep.
Yeah.
IRL lag.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll, like, start something, or, like, a project thing or something, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I need to do this, so I start doing that, and then I completely left this project that I was doing to do another project, and then I was like, oh shit, I need to go do this, so I'll get up, I'm like, I need to go do the dishes, and I need to back in the apartment, and then I'll come back, I'm like, oh yeah, I was doing this project over here, and so then I start working on this project over here, and then I get distracted, I'm like, oh, I also have this one pulled up over like it's like an endless loop of just like a bunch of shit that I started, and then
nothing ends up getting done.
Nope. honest.
That's me.
Well, except for the dishes and stuff, like things that I could finish like quickly, right? Usually get done. Anything that takes like longer time, I can't. I don't know. I used to be so good about like I'm so disciplined and stuff. I cannot do that stuff anymore. Like I can't sit down and do that like for a long period of time before something else pops into my brain and changes the whole course of my day. Like the only thing that I sit down for long periods of time for is streaming. Like that's literally it. So yeah. I'm trying to think of any other things where Josh I don't believe it, but Josh tells me things, and then he's like, you just forgot. I told you, but you just forgot. And I'm like, nah, I don't think I forgot. I think like you didn't tell me.
Mr. Selective Hearing. You're
right, he
like
has
5 feet
selective
away from him,
hearing.
you're calling him and he don't hear you.
Right, I'm screaming his name and he's in the living room. I'm in the kitchen. The living room's like right across the way. Like I'm still like, Josh, and he nothing at all, and it pisses me off, dude. But he's like, you just don't. I think he says it in his brain, right? And he thinks that he said it out loud because he's done this before. He thinks he said it out loud to me, and then like, then he's like, I told you like the other day, and it's like, no, you didn't.
You just need like a little jar on your desk of things that you can throw at him.
Well, there's
little M&Ms or something.
If he has to, I have this is why I have like stacks of sticky notes now. I have this pad that I keep by me so I don't forget things now. I'm just so bad at forgetting everything. But yeah, like it just kind of yeah, I've been struggling, man, mentally with like I've been forgetting things a lot, or like just all over the place. I can't focus. What is that? Oh, see, those are cute.
Those are cute.
The heck?
It says hello, hi, what's up, and then it has kitty cat, and then the waiting patiently for. There's a notebook. There's a notebook that goes with it that says live, laugh, meow. But I wasn't allowed to get that one. Somebody's paying me for my Munchlax though, so maybe I'll purchase it with that money that I get. But
yeah. Well, it's starting to become 9 o'clock for me anyway.
Dang,
So do you all feel like you want to end?
Yeah.
I know Queen is going to be. You're streaming right after this, right?
I'll probably stream in like 30 minutes.
In 30 minutes,
I need to walk.
Queen is going to be streaming, so if you want to check her out, he has a clip.
No, not detected.
Oh no.
Yeah, I had 5 degrees.
it'd be bedtime.
Oh, I
Here,
think
the
me, I'm
bathroom.
at 5.
He has a clip.
I'll probably try to finish up
Did
my
anybody notice the
Munchlax
railings?
and then- You want to see his head?
Oh, that was a
Character's body.
child.
Wait a second.
And
railings
if you
were
want
there.
to check out, also, it's 8:59. It's almost 9.
There we go.
Holy shit, that clip scared me. Anyways, if you want to check Maroon Blade, Karina's one half of Maroon Blade, but it seems like Karina is carrying Maroon Blade at the moment.
I'm definitely curious.
She's carrying the team. So if you wanted to check them out. But yeah, we're gonna try to have this podcast every other Wednesday, right? Is what we were kind of thinking. We'll see based off a schedule, but that is the goal. Yeah.
Yes, I made that.
We will see you next time, alrighty? Bye!